Right after you have that opener with the customer, and we've talked about this before, now's when you start asking your great questions, right? That engage the prospect, that reveal a pain, and then you go into your tool bag and you position a value prop. Now, most salespeople tend to close at the end of the sales process, right? We're just trained to do it that way over the years. But top salespeople, guys, they start closing at the beginning of their sales process and continue to close throughout the conversation by using what's called, and write this down, conditional commitments. Let me explain. A conditional commitment engages the customer and closes the doors of objections to ensure understanding and agreement throughout the meeting, right? The sum of all those commitments, they sprinkle them in throughout the meeting, but the sum of all those commitments at the end, they add up to a relaxed, no pressure close. Let's take a look at a few examples. So if you're in the middle of a meeting and Mr. Customer, does this make sense to you? Yes, it does. He starts going like this with his head. Yes, it makes a lot of sense. Mr. Customer, do you see this helping you with the issues we discussed? Yes, 100%, Joe. Wow, that's awesome. Mr. Customer, if by using the workplace app I just reviewed with you, would this fix the issues you're having? Could you see yourself doing business with me today? Yeah, I actually could. That's really some cool stuff, right? And these questions are being sprinkled in, right, throughout the meeting from beginning to end. You don't obviously ask them all at once, you sprinkle them in. Most salespeople fail to get a conditional commitment to do business throughout their sales process. Therefore, they waste too much time with prospects that have no intention of committing to buy. And it's easy for the customer to put up that brick wall you just saw of objections at the end and get out of doing business with you. If you get that customer's head nodding yes throughout the whole meeting, it's very difficult for their head to go like this at the end, okay? Now, you wrote a deal, okay? Or maybe you didn't write a deal, and that's okay. Just set up some solid next steps and set up a future communication cadence like we spoke about in the last training and keep going, right? Because remember, you have a packed schedule of meetings and you have lots of customers